down to the final three games of the Tata IPL 2024. This is a knockout game. This is the Eliminator. The team that wins goes to Chennai, while the team that loses bids adieu to the tournament. It's the battle of royals. We have the Royal Challengers Bangalore facing the Rajasthan Royals. I have Jihan with me and Rohan. Firstly, I'll come to Jihan. Not a single win on paper in the month of May, while RCB are winning all the games in the month of May. So I'll start with you. What happened? Repeat of 2022 once again.
You can say RR and RCB have traded loves in the second half of the season. Exactly what, because RCB had 6 losses in a row, RR has four in a row in the last, and obviously that one no result. So I can say that is a fifth only. So yeah, they have gone into the knockout phase without a win in the month of May, and that's really upsetting. Because it's more than, you can say, 3 weeks that we haven't won. We last won against Lucknow Super Giants, and quite convincingly. And after that, it was a nightmare, complete nightmare. So I think, and also I would say it is a bit unfair that we are playing the Eliminator. Obviously, the whole tournament was looking very comfortable that we would be, sitting at the top of the table. Thought we would finish there or at least get in the top two and get the Q1 spot confirmed. And it is
Absolutely.
completely, it is shocking for me and all RR fans as well that we are playing the Eliminator, and unfortunately, it will be really unfortunate if we end up on the losing side and end up going out of the tournament. After having the one of the best starts of to the season. So yeah.
Absolutely. You guys started brilliantly. But now, as I said, the month of May has belonged to just one franchise who I heard a couple of players saying they had almost packed their bags going back home. Dinesh Karthik, Virat Kohli, but all of a sudden they're playing the Eliminator. Rohan, what a journey it has been, and what a special game against the Chennai Super Kings you won.
Incredible. I mean, to beat CSK in a humdinger like that at the fag end, especially with someone like MS Dhoni there still, all the bets would have been on CSK to cross the line. But credit to someone like Yash Dayal who had to redeem himself from the nightmare of last season. So credit to him. But overall, as a franchise, I think when we were number 10 with just one win in 8 games, I think the essence that they say, like play bold. I think the fear of not losing anymore. There was nothing to lose. So I think that kind of freed everyone else here, and they played the best. I feel. Though actually they won 6 in a row, I feel 2 games were very vital for our journey. One was against Hyderabad, where they scored 287, and it was a knockout punch. But credit to RCB was they came back and lost only by 20 odd runs. Dinesh Karthik, all these guys played well. And following up with that green jersey game against KKR, the close loss by 1 run.
Yeah.
But what it meant was it gave a kind of a self-belief that if in case certain things go our way, we can pull across the line. So I think lots of factors worked, and overall the big players stepped up. I think that's what made RCB into the playoffs. So credit to them.
Absolutely. Every single player contributed. That was the best thing for RCB. We'll take a look into the journey so far for both the teams, starting with the Rajasthan Royals. All right, so starting with the home side, as I said, for this game, which is the Rajasthan Royals, finishing third with 17 points. I'll come to Jian. Jian, if you look into the first half of the tournament, as you said, but I'll come to you in the second half of the tournament, the 4 losses on the trot. Which one do you think you should have definitely crossed the line? Was it the last ball against Sunrise Hyderabad? Was it the game versus the Punjab Kings where you fancied? Was it the boundary line controversy against the Delhi Capitals? Which one?
Hyderabad, definitely Hyderabad. I think the way we were completely, I will not say completely out, but we could say it was a 80-20 scenario. But the way we came back into the game, and Powell gave that hope at the end that we would maybe cross the line. So it was really unfortunate the what happened in the last over, at the last ball actually, when Bhubaneswar trapped Powell up front, and they won by 1 run. I think that maybe that win would have at least not secured the top two, but at least we would have guaranteed a playoff spot. So that that
Absolutely.
worry, that worry, that mental block would have been clear that Rajasthan have qualified. Then secondly, they could have had experiments as well. That we also couldn't have, because Josh Butler left, and we had left. We got TKC, and we had no other choice to get that. But I think, yeah, I think. Other than that, I think even the game against Chennai Super Kings, I think it was a misjudge by Sanju. I think he should have chosen to bowl at Chipok, rather than bat first. And that was a slight misjudge. Or even if they had batted first, they should have, attempted to score around 165,
The
170 odd
intent
runs.
was
That
missing.
the intent was missing, definitely. I think we were not even looking to, score. We didn't even score 150 or anything. It was Riyan Parag's efforts again, which, dragged us till there. And, our bowling also looked very ordinary. And, it was very sad to see. But, Ashwin bowling at Chepak was absolutely outstanding. Yeah, we tried getting back into the game, but again, beating Chennai in Chennai is a big task. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But yeah, I think it hurted definitely these small mistakes. I think if you highlight, not just before Sunrisers, we lost to Gujarat Titans also on the last ball when Rashid hit that boundary. I mean, that also maybe that loss could have been avoided. So, RR should have got that top two spot for sure.
All right, so pretty well summed it up. It was Rajasthan Royals themselves to blame, says Jian, and I pretty much agree because at a point of a time after 10 games, we thought that they will definitely reach the 20-point mark. They ended up with just with 17 points, a no result game. Otherwise, it could have been 16 point as well because KKR was a tough opponent, as we all said. But going to their opponents, this is just a opposite one. Rajasthan starting with wins and then losses, and now this is the opponent. 6 wins in a row, Rohan. Did you even think about that? You talked about the KKR game at the Eden Gardens. That was a close one. But I'll tell you, that was the first time Karan Sharma came into the team and he completely changed the team. He has been the lucky charm playing in the team for 7 consecutive games and he's contributed as well. Even if he has not contributed, he's got the W in the team and wonderful scenes that you can express. You can just talk about the last 6 games, how it has been, and every single game, one game at a time. Which one is the most special one?
See, all 6 were equally important because one miss and you would be out of the playoff. As you see, CSK, DC, LSG all on the same points but miss out on run rate. So every win was vital. But the CSK game, because of the Southern Derby and the history that connects these two teams, I think that win was very, very special. And not just for RCB, I think any team that beats CSK and comes through, I think that kind of gives a different high to that team, a self-belief to know that you can cross the line under any situation. And in knockout games, you need that calmness to cross the line in at the big moment or a current situation that comes through. So someone like S. Dayal doing it, an unsung hero like a Swapnil Singh coming through. I think that's a great story. I think the clip that was played on the RCB channel, I think that was pretty emotional too. That shows that the story of not just him, I think a lot of domestic players will be quite similar. So when those guys get an opportunity to do well and come through well, I think that kind of gives you a big more happiness as a just an Indian cricket fan overall. So I think those guys do well. But for me, the CSK game was the high, and not to mention, as you clearly said, the KKR game that was a loss. Karan Sharma doing well, but his bowling, he's picking up very vital wickets in the middle overs, which was missing. RCB was lacking that leg spinner in the middle overs since Chahal or Asranga left. Karan Sharma has done a decent job, I feel.
Absolutely. But Jian, I'll come to you from a neutral point of view. We can see RCB winning 6 games on the trot, but how much do you give the value of these 2 games? I'll start with SRH, the game against SRH at Chinnaswamy Stadium, the knock which Dinesh Karthik played, pulling down the run rate, and similarly the GT game, the way Will Jacks finished off the game, 5 overs to spare, that gave them the big boost of the net run rate. How much do you think these two helped them to get into the playoffs with the help of such a positive?
Definitely. It was not only that game. I think if you remember the game against Delhi Capitals also, where they won very convincingly. I think they won by around 60, bigger, I think 60, 70 runs. 40, 45. Yeah, exactly. So I think, these games give you that momentum. Like you're winning and you're winning convincingly. You're not winning just, close margins or something. If you know that even the game against CSK, the last game. So even if CSK would have qualified, I think RCB would have won that game. That is for sure. So that also they took it out. So that they put a mental block on
Nobody was
CSK.
talking about the real target. Absolutely, there was no discussion about. I don't even remember. Was it 219 or something like that?
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly.
Yeah.
219 was the 219 was the target, and so 200. Everybody was saying they need only 201, 201. So CSK got that in their head, that thing stuck in their head that we only need to get to 201. Then people
Correct.
forgot that they had to. See, you need to always understand one thing that okay, you have qualified, but you have lost the game. So you have not got those 2 points. So even if CSK would have qualified, I think it would have been maybe no, I would not say a block, but they wouldn't have had that winning momentum going into the playoffs because after that also one loss and you're out. So similar thing is going on with Rajasthan Royals as well. They went with 4 losses in a row. They got a no result against KKR, so they have gone without a single win in the month, and they are entering a playoff and that to an eliminator. So it is like a must win now for all the teams. I think even that goes for RCB. They have won 6 in a row, but all it takes is just one loss to get out now. So you need to build on that momentum, and I think RCB I see RCB can fancy the chances more than the Royals as now.
Absolutely, you summed it up pretty
Also,
well.
Pritham,
Yep.
just to add on, that win against GT was at Ahmedabad, where the eliminator also will take place. So I think that kind of gives you that little more extra belief that in that same ground or the conditions, you have won a game convincingly and gives you that more extra belief that you can cross the line, which I think RR haven't played at Ahmedabad, by the way.
Correct.
Yes,
But
correct. That's correct.
only missing factor would be the centurion of that game. is not there part of the team of the Royal Challenge Bangalore. But one more stat I've read about it is that the way Jian you explained about Chennai Super Kings not having that belief, not stepping onto the run chase, thinking about 219. If they would have won the 200 and chased down in the 219 game, which is the full game, if they would have defeated RCB, and if SRH and the Rajasthan Royals would have lost their remaining, which is the last game, Chennai would have played the Kolkata Knight Riders. Chennai would have played the Kolkata Knight Riders, a qualified one. So they did not even think once to win that game so that they can have a chance of playing the qualifier. They rather thought of a 201, which already restricted a total. A player like Shivam Dubey facing 15 balls and adding only 7 runs showed the belief. So I think that struggle, not expected from a experienced side like which you have a veteran like MSD sitting in that dugout. So that shocked me, but that's what it is. They have the momentum, and RCB, as you also admit, they have the momentum. We will see that. But let's take a look into the Narendra Modi Stadium and the pitch report. So it's a night game, ladies and gentlemen. So Rohan, I'll come to you first. As you can see, chasing has been the good thing this season for all the teams, GT or whoever the opponents were. But the only 2 times it has been defending, GT scored a mammoth total against Chennai. We all know that. And that trumble or whatever you can say, that collapse of Mumbai Indians in the first game of the tournament. So what do you look into that? Dew is there. So chasing should be the thing if you're giving the captain's head.
If dew is there, yeah, definitely chase on. But it's been raining in a few parts, so you don't know how much of dew factor can come in, because we do know at sometimes the weather conditions. If there's been rain around, the dew doesn't come in the following day or a couple of days later too. So in generally, I feel in a playoff crunch game, you would like to put runs on the board to put pressure on the opposition too. Kind of an old adage at times, but if there is a dew, definitely chase on. RCB do love to chase, and when the chase master is there, I think that kind of makes things easier. But in case they have to bat first, I think that will be also a blessing in disguise, because you can always put runs on the board, and defending a target against CSK, I think that also will give the bowlers, which was supposed to be the weak link throughout the tournament when all the experts predicted it. But for them to come through, I think that kind of gives that belief more to the team that the weak link has stepped up. So I think any which way, whatever comes, toss is not in your control. Whatever you do, do it damn well, and make sure you go for the win.
The best thing is that I'm very honest with this. It's not a very good bowling attack for RCB, but with this bowling attack, they're making it to the playoffs, which means they are defending targets, chasing targets. Similarly, RR in the beginning of the season, they were defending targets, chasing targets. Jian, what would you do if you are given the captain's hat? Just like Rohan said, toss doesn't matter. Similarly for you, toss doesn't matter.
No, not really. We would rather than see batting first. RR have always known for chasing good targets. I mean, going into that KKR game where we chased on 220 at odd runs, I think that was the highest run chase at that moment, and that gives that lot of confidence. The way we finished against Lucknow Super Giants also. So I think you will look forward to chase down targets. So I feel toss will be crucial as per for the Royals' point of view. And like obviously like RR, if Sanju wins the toss, I think he will obviously. I will not say obvious, but he will rather go for to bowl
Chase.
first and chase down the target. I mean, you do not want to take down that probability of you know let RCB chase with such a batting lineup, and especially with the players, these kind of players in form.
Absolutely, and they have already chased down once at Jaipur against this similar bowling attack of Royal Challenge Bangalore. So we will see. We're done with the pitch report. Let's take a look into the key things the teams need to note ahead of this eliminator clash. Starting with the home side, which is the Rajasthan Royals, TKC and Yashasvi Jaiswal, the opening pair. That could be a concern, but how well will they come up? May I have an update about the lower batting order, especially Shimron Hetmeyer? I'll get an update from Jian for that. And also, how is it important to get back to winning ways and qualify into the qualify number 2? Because you guys are losing 4 in the trot. So the momentum definitely with RCB, but always skills are there in the side. How do you think things will sum up? If you can sum up all the 3 pointers, please.
See, lower batting order is not very much a concern as what it was, because the way Parag and Ashwin are doing with the bat, and stabilizing innings, and Ashwin playing an anchor role in between. So it's kind of working. But yeah, I think the likes of Dhruv Jurel and Shimron Hetmeyer, Roman Powell, these guys have to step up now. It's now or never, obviously, because in order to win that trophy, they need 3 wins in out of 3 games. So basically, they just need to tick boxes now, and they need to step up. And I think Hetmeyer is fit enough, I think, hopefully for that game. And he loves Ahmedabad as well, because we know he chased down a pretty big
Absolutely.
total also last year against Gujarat Titans, and that was a very it was a very very big win for RR. And yeah, I'm hoping for a good game, definitely. And yeah, I think as the last point mentioned, is kind of like a fight. I can get that W. I mean, as I said, you need that. You have to win it. It's now or never. 3 out of 3, or else you're going back home.
And how much do you think about your openers?
I will not count out TKC and Yashasvi. I think Yashasvi would also love to step up in game, and I mean, you can't really put a lot of pressure on him, but because he is also even going to the T20 World Cup. So if he carries out this form and if he scores well and if he scores big, they definitely RR, if they bat first, they can get a big total on board, and or even if they are chasing, they can start off with a 10 or 11 run rate, and put that pressure on RCB. So I
Okay.
think opening is very crucial, because RR have not had those big partnerships this year in the tournament. I mean, they've always 80% of the game they have lost a wicket at least, and not scored more than 50-60 runs. So I think that's a big, I will not say a worry, but let's start what we expect, what Butler and Yashasvi, what we were used to, you know. But so now, because this season it's too much reliability on Sanju, Ryan Parag, or Shimran
Correct.
Hetmyer, Roman Powell have. So yeah, I think Yashasvi Deswal has to step up big time.
Okay, so you have summed it up pretty much. We will see what the Rajasthan Royals do in the eliminator game. But going to the opponents, which is the Royal Challenge Bangalore, one out here. The openers have been very crucial. The last game, the way after that rain break, the way those two openers played, the spin, I think that was a mammoth performance, to be very honest. Patidar and Maxwell versus the Rajasthan spinners. Sometimes Patidar is a wonderful player of spin. Sometimes his strength can be a weakness as well. But can RCB continue the dream comeback? I think this is the big question mark. As Jian said, similar question to you as well. 3 out of 3, you have to win. A loss out of the playoffs, out of the tournament. So if you can sum up all the 3 pointers, please.
3 games to win, yeah, Pritam, I agree. But thing is, you can't look so far ahead. You have to take game by game, one step at a time, based on the conditions and the opponent. I think one game at a time you can see and then decide. But I agree with all the points here, because the opening Virat and Faf has been wonderful. Like last season, they were absolutely spectacular. I think to begin with, Virat was the one who led the charge there, and Faf kind of took over towards the last 2-3 games, and I think him coming good as a captain also helped, because runs behind your back helps you kind of calm your nerves also on field. And add on one more point here has been the fielding. I think currently RCB's fielding has been the best among all the 4 playoff teams. I think which was not quite agreed upon at the initial stage, but at the right time these people have stepped up. All of them, especially Faf taking that catch of Santner. I think that was an absolute game-changing moment there, and kind of puts you on a high there. So I think fielding also was equally important here. Patidar, I always believed has been a beast mode against spinners, and him how he tackles someone like Ravichandran Ashwin will be a important key matchup, because I think against Chahal he may do well, but Ash with all the bag of tricks will be not such an easy opponent to crack. Maxwell will be the guy, because he's a Mad Max. We don't know which Maxwell is going to turn up. He has done pretty well against Ash with those switch hits or reverse. You name what kind of shots that he comes through. But I think him taking a break in between that league stage for his mental health, whatever, I think that kind of has refreshed him. And Jack's not being there gave him an opportunity to come through and just be that finisher role. I think is much more suited for him than bat for a longer period of time. Clarity, I think, has become more better for him now. Continue the comeback. If it goes through all the way, I think that will be a dream comeback. Until now, it's just into the playoffs, so no need to fly too high. Take it one game at a time, because RR also a very good team. They did show in the first half of the tournament why they were rated such a top team. Yes, they have lost the last 4 5 games and not been in red hot form. But come the playoff, it's the day what happens. So I think RCB has the momentum, but I feel RR will be equally good, and the team that holds its nerves will be coming out on top.
Okay, the team that holds their nerves will be coming out of top. Pretty much summed it up pretty well. Thank you so much, Rohan. So we're on with the key things to take a note. Let's take a look at the top 3 players to watch out for. Yeah, 3 players I have chosen from both the sides: Sanju Samson, Riyan Parag, and Trent Bolt for the Rajasthan Royals. For RCB, it's Virat Kohli, Rajat Patida, and Yash Dayal. I'll come to Jian first. You can sum up your Rajasthan players, and then I'll come to Rohan.
I think these three will be a watch out for, because obviously Bolt versus Virat Kohli is going to be another matchup, because we know how vulnerable Virat is to Trent Bolt. I mean, he's got him so many times. I mean, but also I would say a man to watch out for like I will say will be Yuzi Chahal because he's also performed very well against RCB. Given from 2022, that match against Wankhede, it was in a losing cause, but nonetheless, I think he bowled very well. I mean, in this uh, match also, he took a wicket, I think, and would wicket a couple of wickets. So I think, yeah, definitely. These obviously the Sanju isn't like terrific form. Riyan Parag as having his best season of his entire career. I think it's a redemption season. I think he'll love to play, especially against RCB after his tiff with the squad and especially with Mohammad Siraj. So I think yeah, it's going to be an exciting game definitely because these 3-4 players are set to play from both the sides. I think. So for
Okay.
RCB, it would be like Virat for Glenn Maxwell if they would fire us. So similarly for Rajasthan, it would be Sanju, Bolt, Ryan, or Yuzi. So if these players are, you can say their mystery is solved, definitely I think the team would have the opposition team would have an advantage.
Okay. So you have summed up Rajasthan Royals. Over to you, Rohan, now for the Royal Challengers Bangalore.
For me, definitely, as you said, Virat Kohli is the king. I think no brainer there. But that because of the Rajasthan spin twins, he needs to be the one who will kick on and do well in the middle overs. But I'm really surprised that someone like Yasdal is here because this he has a redemption and he's back to the same ground where those 5 6s were hit
Exactly.
again. So
Exactly.
I think how he goes through because he did mention that when MS hit that long 110-meter six, that moment kind of fleeted through his mind. So I think same position if he has to bowl the final over here. I think how he does through because end of the day it's how you come through in the front situations. You hold your nerve, stick to your strengths. I think that's what yesterday Al did bowling those back of the hand slow ones, pace off balls. I think that shows the mental strength he has and he's coming through. It's nice for Indian cricket in overall too. So yes, Dayal, I'll be really happy if he comes through same. But I'll add one more guy here, Glenn Maxwell, because as I
Okay.
clearly say, you don't know what he's going to come up
Which
with,
Maxwell?
especially in big games. You need such kind of a maverick players to get you those match-winning impact innings. So Maxwell will be the one guy I'll always keep an eye out for.
Okay, so Maxwell for the Royal Challenge Bangalore, he has added Rohan. Similarly, Yuzvendra Chahal is somebody Jihan has added for the Rajasthan Royals. We're done with the top three, other I should say four players to watch out for in this game. We're done with that. Let's take it into the top three battles in this game. So here are the three battles I have chosen, pretty mouth-watering ones. The Siraj versus Yashasvi Jaiswal, Trent Bolt versus Virat Kohli, and Yuzvendra Chahal versus Mad Max. I'll firstly hand over it to Jihan if you can sum up all the three battles, and then I'll come to Rohan, please.
Yes, definitely. I think thumbs up pretty much summed it up. I think Dheeraj versus Yashasvi, I think it will be one of the key factors. I mean, Yashasvi loves to step out of the crease and play those front foot cover drives, and Siraj, bowling those in the slot, and it will be a very very good battle. But and Siraj, what happens is when Siraj, if he smack for 3 4 boundaries or maybe some a few runs, then he would go for that short ball, and Yashasvi
Correct.
is not a very good timer of that, and he is vulnerable against. So if he scores that 16 runs in 4 balls, fifth ball he is very very vulnerable to get out to a short delivery or something at cover caught at mid on or short cover or something. So this is a good battle definitely. I think Trent Bolt Virat Kohli another crazy battle, crazy battle because Virat is very vulnerable to getting out against Trent Bolt. I don't know about the one Maxwell because he's already a guy. He's 50-50. He's already not in form, so I wouldn't count that as a very 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 good battle. But
So out of
yeah,
these
it'll
three,
be
which
good.
one?
It'll be a good one, definitely. Sorry,
So out of these three, which one are you picking?
definitely Virat versus Trent Bolt.
Okay, so you have
That is
given
a
your
battle.
say. Rohan, go for
See,
it, please.
you get the ace. You get the ace. I mean, you that if Virat, just in case if Virat gets out in the power play, you can say inside 10 runs or 20 runs. That adds a lot of pressure to the RCB batting. I mean, yeah, obviously because your main batter is getting out, you have to step up and score a lot of runs.
Okay, and Rohan for you.
Yeah, definitely. As Jan said rightly, Virat versus Bolt because Bolt has that history of picking the wickets in the first over. So someone like Virat, if they get, I think that will be a big fish for them to get that early impact to begin the game. But I think Virat I think if he can survive those couple of balls, I think we know he'll be pretty much tough to dislodge later. But one more battle I would be watching out for. It will be the end overs game. How a DK plays against someone like Sandeep Sharma. or Shimron Hetmeyer against Lockie Ferguson, because generally these are the ones that will kind of decide your games. The battles that we see are the ones that will set up the end game kind of thing. So I think that will also be equally important to see what will be the climax of this game.
Okay, so you have said you've added a couple of more battles, so everyone's eyes will be on Virat versus Trent Bolt, not to take away the rest of the battles as well. We're done with the battles. Let's take a look into the predicted playing 11. Starting with the home side, the Rajasthan Royals, I think it's an unchanged 11. They have not changed much of their combination. TKC is the first one. Gian, I'll come to you. Same format, same 11 for you as well.
It depends on the situation again. I mean, you wouldn't rule out. I mean, we don't know what the track is going to be like. If it is going to be a ranked or if the conditions are overcast or the pitch is flat, you could have a fast bowler coming in the form of Nandri Burger, or always you have Keshav Maharaj as well waiting for you. The slow left arm option, because there are many players in the RCB batting lineup who are vulnerable to spin. Especially to left arm. So I think that Keshav Maharaj would have been an option. But again, if they are chasing down a total, then definitely they'll be with three overseas, going into three overseas, and Robin coming in as an impact player.
Robman or Devon and Ferreira has to be Robman, but still I'm giving you
It has
options.
to be Robin Powell. You need power hitting after the tournament. Ferreira, he's just played one game, and then going into the tournament, and especially in a knockout phase, I think you need experience rather than someone who's not played much of IPL.
Okay, so you summed it up pretty much. Chasing, defending, you have given your options as well. Going on to the Royal Challenge Bangalore, similar 11, but I'll give you one option. You just spoken about that player, but still, are you thinking about a Reece Topley in place of Lockie Ferguson? If I guess Reece Topley is available, how has he gone?
Reece Topley has left the squad.
He has left.
But then it's Lockie Ferguson.
Only
Just thought,
Azari Joseph, I think, is left to in case they want option there. But I think uh, Lockie's death over skills, in case he doesn't bowl those hip high full tosses, I think rest is okay. Doesn't go for those knuckle balls at dewy conditions. I think everything else will be okay with Lockie, because he hits that hard length in the middle overs too. He loves to ball in the middle overs and bowl those bounces. I feel that kind of again is a wicket taking ability. End of the day, wickets kind of slows the momentum for any team. So Ferguson is someone I'll go for. But again, the impact guy, Swapnil Singh. Uh, Again, just you want a good guys to get some recognition in the end. So you hope these guys do their best and don't get smashed around. Because you see their nerves in the eyes, you can make it out. But once they get their act together, I think it'll be good to watch overall.
absolutely, it'll be something great to watch overall. We will see that. But the players are pumped up for the Royal Challenge Bangalore. Similarly for the Rajasthan Royals. We're done with the playing 11. Let's go out to the all important predictions time now. It is the eliminator game. It is the knockout game. Huge game, battle of royals. Let's start with you, Jihan. Give your percentage. How much are you confident on your side? Give as a neutral one, please.
Yeah, obviously, as a fan, I would obviously want Rajasthan to go through. But again, I'll be speaking a reality fact that RCB has an advantage over here because they are coming into the playoff with a winning momentum at also
Momentum.
6x, and on the other hand, Royals on the other hand have minus 4x. So it doesn't. It's like I say, that is the reason I would give a 60-40 advantage to the Royal Challengers Bangalore over here. But as I said, I would love and want my team Rara to obviously go through and get that VW at the right time, and it wouldn't be, you can say, better late than never. But again,
Absolutely.
as I said, if it is in the speaking, as I said, of realistic numbers and realistic facts, I would say 60-40 in the favor of RCB.
60-40 for Royal Challenge Bangalore, says Jihan. Fair enough. And Rohan, for you?
I completely agree with him. 60-40 because of the momentum that they have come through. But as we know, it's a one-off knockout game. Whoever has a good day on that particular time, maybe toss can be a factor, due conditions, all those things. But you just hope those things kind of favor you. I feel 60-40 is the right thing to go. But again, on the day, whoever does well, I think they'll come through.
Okay, fair enough. Both of them have given their predictions very. Okay, fair enough. Both of them have given their predictions, and I think that's absolutely correct. Thank you so much to both of you. It's a battle of royals in the eliminator. We will see which team goes on to the qualifier number 2. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the viewers for watching this game. It's a fantastic game to watch out for. Sit back and enjoy. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Sit back and enjoy. Till then, thank you so much, and bye bye.